Hello everybody, my name is Ellen and welcome to another plant tour. So last week I uploaded a plant tour part 1 of the downstairs of my house, and today we're going to be doing a second plant tour of the upstairs. So as my downstairs plant tour last week, most of it was in the living room with a small amount of plants in the kitchen. It's very similar to my upstairs space. So I have a lot of plants in my bedroom and then just a few sort of scattered around in my bathroom, as well as a couple that we actually were missing from the plant tour downstairs yesterday that are being treated in the bathroom at the moment. So I'll show you those at the end as well. And yeah, just talk to you about those a little bit. So let's get into it. Right then, so obviously I'm going to start in my bedroom where, like I said, that's where the majority of the plants are, as you can see. And then we will go into the bathroom to do a few little bits. So I think what I'll probably do is start over here. So I have my desk set up in here, which is kind of acts as a desk slash dressing table, I guess. I actually had a bit of a move around with some of the plants and things yesterday, hence the sort of shelf and TV down there. They're two things that I'm actually getting rid of, as we've decided that we never actually use the TV in here. So yeah, they're definitely two that I'm getting rid of. But yeah, so let's start over here. Most of these actually stayed the same because I liked the position of where these were. So starting up the top here, you've got a beautiful golden pothos. This is probably on the verge of needing a water. It's just starting to look a little bit limp in the leaves, I guess, but yeah, not doing too badly. This particular string here is really nicely variegated and looks really lovely. Now, I didn't really think this was going to survive because basically, I don't know if I can really show you, but at the top of this, oh, that's just fallen down, right at the back, no, I can't show you it, right at the back, there is a slight, like, cut in the stem for this coming from the top, and I thought it was going to kill it, but actually, it has ended up keeping it absolutely fine. So that's really good. I was worried that I was going to lose it. Sorry, my extra stem sort of fell down then, because that is obviously such a beautiful stem, and I really don't want this to go down to a single stem plant. I am actually hoping to repot some cuttings back into this at some point to make it a bit more full. I'm really enjoying the length of this here going over the wicker sort of wall hanging there. I think it looks really cool, and to have more of that coming up as well as coming down, I think would just look absolutely beautiful. I love trailing plants and the way that you can really make features with them, so that's definitely what I'm doing with this one here. Then I moved down to my Dracaena. Absolutely gorgeous. I will put the full names of everything in the description down below as last week, because although I can remember the types of a lot of my plants, some of them I struggle with the full names to remember off the top of my head. But yeah, like this one. So this is a Dracaena. Now, I don't know if I've ever fully discovered the type of this plant. This has actually just had a recent shower because I found a lot of I found quite a bit of webbing on it actually, and I was worried it might be spider mites, but I actually just think that it was a normal spider. So I just gave it a rinse down and I've had no problem since. So yeah, it's looking really nice. It's got really beautiful shiny leaves. This is actually growing up with 2 stems there, as you can see, which is really cool. And I really like the bamboo effect of the stems on these. But yes, that's really nice. Both of these are obviously slightly darker living plants, so they like slightly darker spots. So over here on the back end of my bedroom away from the window, they do really well. As soon as this guy needs water, he really limps over, which I think I've shown you in previous videos. But as soon as he's had a water, as he did 2 days ago, he really plumps up like this and looks beautiful. So that's that side of my dressing table. Now, I did have a plant in here, and it's completely died, so that's really embarrassing. But you know what? These things happen. I think basically what it was is that can definitely come out because it's definitely not still alive. There were just some fun little tags that I had been given. But yeah, really not doing good at all. So that I have actually tried watering that, and it's definitely not coming back to life. So I'm probably going to empty that out and pot up something new in there. That might sort of prefer the slightly darker situation of this over here. Yeah, I'm sure we'll find something to put there, but that clearly wasn't the right move. Then coming over here, I have my Fiddle Leaf Fig. Now this guy, I really thought that he was dying, not doing very well at all. We had quite a bit of leaf drop, which is quite usual for Fiddle Leaf Figs. They tend to drop quite a lot at the bottom to turn into more of like a tree-like figure. I bought this because I really wanted a Fiddle Leaf Fig, and I kind of wish that I hadn't, because unfortunately it wasn't the best one going, and the stem on it is actually quite thin. I don't know if you can see how thin that is. Now, that is not going to hold this whole... I mean, if that bamboo stick wasn't there, I'm pretty sure that this would completely topple over. And as you can see, where it's coming away from there, it's already starting to lean. So I do actually need to turn it round. And I do keep doing the... I don't know if you've heard of this, but Fiddly Figs, apparently you're meant to give them a good shake every now and again. Like sort of mimicking their natural environment. And apparently what's meant to do is it's meant to make the roots down there really firm up into the soil. And create a bit more strength. So I do try and do that once a week. And I especially do it just before water. So I tend to do that, then give it a good water, because that really mimics the environment that they're used to. However, I have had 2 new leaves on here. So this is a brand new leaf, you can see, because it's all shiny and beautiful, and there's literally nothing wrong with it, which is lovely. And the same with this leaf here. So that's quite exciting. And it looks like there may be another new one forming there as well. So yeah, I'm really quite excited about that. It's doing really well. We're definitely getting there. It does need a bit of water. You can see the bottom few leaves are starting to droop quite a lot. So I'm just sort of going with it, trying to keep it as live the best as possible, and yeah, seeing how I get on really. Coming up here, I then have a spider plant. Now this one here is going quite pale at the moment. I don't know if you can tell very easily there, and that is due to the fact that it needs some nourishment really. It needs a good water, and that normally turns it back quite green, but I think probably what I'll do is feed it with some plant food. That will really help it to just sort of get back to its normal colouring really. So yeah, hopefully that will sort that one out. I did have quite a few spider plants. What I've ended up doing is ended up with this one and my big one, which I'll show you in a minute, and then I've got my curly one downstairs. So any new babies that I have, I tend to just plant back into my big one because it's just so much easier. Then coming over, so this is a sort of a new display that I created yesterday. So my TV, like I said, did live up on here. And with that up here, I couldn't really fit any plants on here at all. And obviously it's quite a dark spot because apart from the little bit of window light you get there, this side here is quite dark. However, I had a new grow light arrive. Excuse my hat and lei. I got this for my niece's birthday the other day. Yeah, so I actually purchased these grow lights. Now, wondering if they can go a bit brighter actually. I only put them up yesterday, so I'm quite intrigued to see how they work. But I've basically you've got 1, 2, 3 tongs on it. That one there, I've just pointed in that direction to try and hit a bit of light over that way, because although this one will get plenty from the light, that one won't, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so hopefully they're going to assist with the plants on here to keep them growing. Now I've got my beautiful cactus here. He's doing really well. He seems to be growing a bit one-sided at the moment. As you can see, this stem here is really growing quicker than the others. Don't really know why. I'm not really sure whether to point that towards the light so that this gets the grow light, or which way it's going to sort of grow quicker. So at the moment I'm doing this, but if that carries on growing and these stop, then I might give it a bit of a twist. But yeah, I'm hoping that these guys will sort of go next and really push out some growth. But we shall see. But yeah, he's doing really well. I mean, when I bought him, he was, what, like here? So all of this is new, and this whole top section is completely new since I got him. And I actually got him from a lady at a car boot sale, like really cheap, which over here in the UK, it's kind of like where people go into a field and sell a bunch of stuff, basically. Then I've got this beautiful snake plant. Now, I thought that this was dead. It didn't give me any growth for ages. And then recently I've had, you can tell because they're completely different colours. I've had this leaf here come out, one come out here, and a whole new baby come out here. It's a nice new pup. So that may start pushing on the side of the pot a bit too much, and I may have to remove it, but that would be quite good because it means I can just make a new one. So yeah, that snake plant's doing really well. I'm not quite sure which type of snake plant there are. I'm sure there are lots. But I mean, you can tell from the colouring, it's absolutely beautiful. I do think that some of these outside ones do struggle a little bit. It's starting to go a little bit wrinkly at the top here. They are the older leaves, and yeah, I just think that I didn't quite get their care right to start off with, but I'm hoping that I can fix that going forward as they have started to grow now. Down here we've got a Mosaica. Now, once again, I had a few. This was a cutting off of a Mosaica that I had. I bought a small one and I separated it into 4 different pots for friends and family. And yeah, I decided to keep this one for myself. It did have another leaf on it that died, and it kind of just sat like this and did nothing for ages. And then very recently, I don't know if I can show you very well, I've had this beautiful new bit of growth come up there. So I'm hoping that very, very soon that is going to turn into a leaf, but we shall see. But yeah, no, it's doing really well. We're then coming on to this beauty here. Now, this is a Syngonium Neon Robusta. It's very small. Let me just take it out. It does need repotting. But yeah, he's looking absolutely beautiful. I mean, you can see, let's show you the true colour under actual light. So you can see the beautiful greens showing through as well as the pinks, which I think is really beautiful. The top leaf that's growing through there is actually really pink, which is quite cool. And the bottom ones are going a little bit more greener, but yeah, doing really well. Most of the leaves are really healthy. Took me a little while to get used to how to care for this plant, but yeah, really happy with it. It's doing very, very well. Like I said, it does need repotting. I can see sort of, you can't really see through the camera, but the roots are actually starting to push it up off the bottom. So yeah, we will get that sorted, and then it will actually probably fit in this cover pot properly then if I actually get that done properly. So yeah, really, really cool. I've actually got these 2 pots are 2 of my favorite pots as well. Yeah, really liking the nice pots and things as well at the moment. So moving a little bit more away from my terracotta. Right, coming over this side. So I start off with my peace lily. Let me bring the camera out a bit so I can see. Start off with my peace lily over here. Now, I don't really know how I feel about this peace lily at the moment. It's been doing some really weird things. It doesn't really need a whole lot of light, so it actually probably would be all right without the grow light on it. But I didn't want to just stick it in this situation and then it not have anything. I'm still learning with it, basically. I don't really know what else to say to you. I'm still learning with it. I'm still trying to figure out how it goes. I haven't had any major leaf. I mean, this is an old dead leaf there, but I haven't had any major leaf dying anytime recent, and it's actually bloomed for me there as well. I've got a nice flower come out, so yeah, I think obviously it's doing a bit better and it's not as unhappy as I thought it might be. Originally it lived over here on my shelf in the middle here, and that's when it bloomed, and it did have that grow light above it like that. So I'm hoping that over here it's going to be quite similar situation, but a little bit more of natural light coming in from the side here a little bit as well. It'd probably be beneficial if that curtain wasn't there, but I quite like it framing a window with curtains. But we'll see. If it starts to deteriorate, then maybe I will look at that. You can see from where it's been unhappy before, with some of the bleaching. I mean, it was in my bathroom window and it just absolutely hated it. But yeah, so, you know, I'm really still trying to figure that one out, but I still like it. I still like the way that they spread out and make a bit of a statement. So hopefully we can continue with that one and it will do all right. Moving down, I then have this little guy. Now, this is also one that I separated. Now, downstairs last week, I called my Stromanthe Magic Star a Trio Star. Now, the one that I've got downstairs is actually a Magic Star, and this one is a Trio Star. And you can tell by the fact that the leaves are a lot plainer and simpler. They're coming through quite nicely now. It's growing right over the edge of the side of the pot, which is really annoying. So I am going to have to try and move that back into the centre without tipping the pot up too much. I can't really see the roots. But yeah, it's doing quite well. I'm waiting for new growth to come through, but hey, we shall see. I've put it under here because this will sort of give it dappled light rather than direct light, because these leaves can burn quite quickly, and that's what happened with some of my other ones. So that's why it's under here. But yeah, he's looking very cute and nice shiny leaves. I like the little like sort of variegation marks on it, quite cool. We're then going on to my Scindapsus Pictus Argyraeus. Now, this is cuttings from my one that I showed you downstairs last week. These leaves are actually a little bit bigger, doing quite well, which is fantastic. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. But right at the ends, look, they really curl up. And then you just end up with this little like pile of leaves. So hopefully they will start to spread out and sort of do their thing, maybe get a little bit bigger, but I don't know. Who knows? But they were in a really bright window, and as you can see, they were starting to go quite yellowy. So that's why I've moved them. I mean, that leaf looks really cool. But you can see that one there, look. I think it was just getting bleached. So it was up here in the window, and I've just sort of moved it off to the side. So hopefully that'll be okay. I tried to keep my windows clear of too many plants in the summer, because in the winter, plants do a little bit better up here if they need a lot of light. So yeah, I might move some of those up, but hopefully the grow light works for me, and that'll do a good job. Come on now, I've got my Tradescantia Zabrina. Now this was completely from cuttings. And as you can see, it's doing very well. It's had quite a lot of light. I have just shifted it over to the side really, so it doesn't get too much more direct light. But I don't know if you can see. So these leaves have basically bleached quite a bit, and they are just really, really pink. Now they are meant to look like that at the end there. This is the new growth that's come through. But yeah, as you can see, I think I just over bleached those slightly, but hey, it looks quite cool. I'm not too worried about it. There's still plenty of that sort of colouring, especially on the newer stuff. So yeah, not too bad. There are some new shoots coming up in the middle here as well, which is great. I was starting to think about cutting it back and adding some more in, but actually there are some coming through already. So that's great. Saved me a job there. But yeah, he's looking quite cool there. Coming round, I then have a string of pearls. Now, I appreciate it's quite a sparse string of pearls, but I love the way the string of pearls look. Once again, I do want to cut this back and put some more in. This is obviously my bigger string of pearls compared to my one downstairs. It's not going to focus overly well if I come around to this side maybe because of the window, but yeah, he's looking really cool, really pretty. Some of this growth is getting really long now. Yeah, he's really loving the situation. So what I've learned from string of pearls is as long as they get enough light and you sort of keep up with the watering, don't let them dry out too much. Although they're from the succulent family, they don't like to be completely dry all the time. But they also don't like loads of water. So I tend to water him every 2 weeks, I reckon. You might occasionally get the odd little, as you can see here. Oh, can you see? Just there, the odd little dry bit. But yeah, nothing major. Other than that, doing really well. He's literally one of my favourites. I actually want to take some cuttings off this, or maybe even just shrink this down and put it in this little guy here, because this is a really small little hanging pot and I really think it's cute. And it would be really nice with just some string of pearls or tears or something like that. Maybe some of my string of tears cuttings or my dolphin cuttings from that I showed you last week. Maybe they'd be quite nice in there. Who knows? But yeah, so that's that one. Then coming round, I've recently just put these up. That one's been up for a little while, but this one hasn't. So I just wanted something over the bed, and obviously we don't live here. We're going to be moving some point. So I didn't want to do a whole big feature wall kind of thing until we're in a house that we actually own. So yeah, that's kind of just a temporary thing at the moment. But this guy here is a neon, I want to say a neon pothos. But do you know what? It really looks like is it Philodendron lemon lime as well? So I've never quite understood which one it is. So if you think you know, please let me know. But it's got some really nice like variegation bits coming through, which looks great. So yeah, like I said, I only moved this here yesterday. It was living under the grow light over my purple grow light over there. So as you can see, it's got a bit of bleaching at the top there, but especially the newer leaves at the side here are coming out really nice. And with the window light there, it's actually in quite a good position. And then hopefully that sort of grow light stem there will help as well. Right, I'm just going to go around to the other side of the room now to my Philodendron Scandens, I think it is, which is this guy here. It's basically a heart leaf philodendron, which is very common, but very beautiful. Now, it's not in the best situation here for it, really. I'm hoping that it's still going to get a bit of light from this grow light here as well. But yeah, it's okay. I just need to keep up with the watering. I think I find when plants are on their own like this, like now there's 2 of them there, I'll probably remember to water it. But when it was just the one up here, I always struggle to water things when there's just one of them in like a random spot. And I'll show you what I mean with that in the bathroom in a bit as well. But yeah, so he's doing pretty well. He probably needs another water soon, actually. But yeah, and I absolutely just love these hanging baskets. Aren't they gorgeous? Really, really pretty. And they really add to sort of the decor that I have in here, especially go nicely with this sort of rattan, with my wicker basket there and everything. So yeah, really nice. Coming on round to this side, now you'll probably recognise this guy in the back here, my beautiful Monstera. Now, as I said last week, I was thinking about moving this one upstairs, and guess what? I've done it. So what I've ended up with, if I just move back here slightly, is this beautiful little sort of foresty corner next to my side of the bed, which I love. There was like a shelf up here that I actually took down, and then hopefully this Monstera can just grow up and really enjoy... Ooh, sorry, almost dropped the camera. Can just grow up here and really enjoy this space. But yeah, he's looking really cool there. Nice little wicker basket showing through. And I've really just filled this area of the room. I've got my other plant stand here. So he's just on a shelving unit, which did live over here. With some of my like makeup and bits on it, which is fine. It's easy enough for me to get there. A lot of it I don't use every day anyway, just sort of the makeup bag on the top. But yeah, so he's looking very cool. And I might actually let him go a bit more wild up there as well, and not necessarily stick him so much to the pole because he's got a bit more room to move. Then I'm going to go sort of down and then work my way up. So down here I've got another snake plant. It's another one that's doing quite well. I bought him with a bit of damage on it, so as you can see here, and on this one here, but these leaves feel really firm, and he's actually doing really well. So he's got some new growth. So this one here is new. There's another new one through there, and yeah, these ones around here are completely new. This one, that one there. So yeah, he's doing really well, really filling out. And if he really starts to grow up, he would look really cool in sort of a corner of a room or a bathroom if we move or something like that. However, this guy is not doing so well. Now, I'm hoping this new situation here is going to help him a little bit. I don't think he likes a lot of bright light, but he does like some sort of light. So he's obviously quite sort of directly below this, but he'll get a bit of dappled light through the Standeleyana back here. So hopefully he starts to sort himself out. I'm wondering if maybe I should cut him back, especially the dead leaves and stuff. Let me know what you would do. I think especially like this one here, you see how it's like really green and then it just goes brown at the ends. I'm wondering if maybe I just cut these back in some places to cut away some of that dead. But you know, some of it is still really nice and green like that there. I think I've managed to just catch that in time. It's just keeping up with the watering. It's really nice and moist at the moment, which is fantastic. So yeah, I've just got to really keep up with that. Hopefully now it's at the side of my bed, I might actually remember. But yeah, so we shall see. Then going up to my Monstera Standeleyana, which has given me a bit of hard work, I'm not going to lie. It's been a bit of trouble. I bought it on this pole here. It was a really full, beautiful plant. And I'm just finding that it's just been a bit sad ever since. Now, I think it does actually need some water. That's fine. I can water that shortly. But as you can see, yeah, I've got a few browning tips. Not all of them, look. There's some really nice ones here that are doing quite well. Especially some new growth at the top here. I mean, look at that new growth there. A new one coming out here. So it's not completely unhappy. And it might have just been an adjusting period. It's a really nice variegation on that one. But some of the variegation that was already there, look, that has gone completely brown. That was all white before. Same here and same here. It's such a beautiful plant. And I'm hoping that I have now caught it at the right time and I know what I need to do with it. This is another new one come through, look. So yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, some of the leaves are starting to droop and I think that's because it needs the water. So I will water that and hopefully that picks back up again. So this is another grow light from Grow Star Stores, which I've done videos on and things before. This guy, yeah, I've had this one for a while now and it's just doing so well. It really does brighten up this part of my room. Obviously over here I am sort of set back quite a bit from the window, but yeah, it just thrives. It absolutely loves it. So it's very good. Really helps these plants and hopefully it will help my Monstera to grow up here because he's been sat quite close to my big grow light downstairs. So I needed to make sure he had enough light, but I mean, that one there is just completely pointing on him. So I'm hoping that that's really going to help there. This one's pointing down onto these ones, and then these two are just sort of shadowing over my plants up here, which gets me to my next stage. Ooh, so I then have on top of, that was zoomed out. Ooh. So yeah, we come onto the top here. Now, what I have here, I want to say this is a Calathea Fishbone, I think it's called. It needs a bit of a clean. I don't know if you can see, but the leaves are quite dusty. Try and get some natural light there for you rather than the purple. But yeah, they're really beautiful colour. They've got this like purpley underneath colour. But it's like a really deep like maroon purple, which is beautiful. And then this really nice like fishbone effect on the top. And I love it. It's got lots of new growth coming through all the time. It's very happy, especially over here. I was going to move it yesterday, and then I decided that actually, do you know what? It's so happy and it's doing so well. I mean, that's a new leaf that's recently come out, that I'll just leave it to do its thing. I do actually need to just chuck some water in there today. It's starting to get a bit dry. These don't like to dry out. I actually give this more water than I thought I would need to. I think I water it probably once a week. But yeah, so he's very good. Oh, I really keep dropping my camera today. So then I've got my beautiful... So then I've got my variegated rubber plant over here, doing really nicely. It's got some new leaves coming out. They are a lot smaller, but who knows, hopefully they'll start to get bigger again. I don't really know how it works on rubber plants, whether the leaves come through and then they grow bigger afterwards, or whether they're meant to come out this sort of size. But do you know what? I went so long without anything at all. I don't know if you remember, if you're sort of been around on my channel for a little while, but yeah, I went like 6 months or so of having it without anything, and then I saw growth one day when I was filming. So yeah, it definitely looks good. Really getting quite happy with that. And as you can see, there is another new growth point. Now this is my big boy. This is my big spider plant. So this was another Nan gift. She gifted this to me beginning of lockdown, I want to say. Yes, I've had him for quite a while now. Absolutely stunning, doing really well. He is actually very one-sided, as you can see. There's like nothing at the back here. So I have thought about maybe potting up. You know how I said I've got my other one over there? I might actually get him potted up in with this one, because then they can just use the same nutrients. I don't really need two of them. I love this big guy over here, but other than that, I'm not really a massive fan of spider plants. I like the two that I've got, this one and the curly one downstairs, but that's about it. I'm not really fussed about having lots of them. So yeah, hopefully I can get that sorted. And then this here is another one that you might remember from my video last week. He is a Monstera Friedrichsthlll. Don't really know how you pronounce it, but once again, he'll be in the comments down below, and written down below, and he will. He was obviously in the video last week as well. But yeah, I just decided to let him hang a bit more and let him do his thing. So that's two plants that I actually ended up bringing upstairs. It just creates me a little bit more space downstairs, really. He's got a new leaf coming out here. But yeah, he's doing well. He seems to look quite good there. So we'll see. I might trim him back, because, I mean, that is just pathetic. It's such a small leaf coming through there. So I might just trim him back on those two, just, you know, back to here and here. And then maybe I can repot those back in or something. Right, so that's it for the bedroom. So if we just come through to the bathroom. Now, I don't have a lot in here, like I said. I have a marble queen up here. And this is a true marble queen. Like I said last week, I think someone said to me... someone in my comments from my last week's video actually did tell me what they think the other one was. I've completely forgotten the name of it again, but it's the rarer version. So yeah, that's quite cool if it is. Please let me go back and watch that video and let me know if you think that was as well. But yeah, this is a true marble queen. Absolute gorgeous, gorgeous marbling on the leaves here. So he lives up here. Now there is one leaf that's gone really yellow there, but other than that, he's okay. So I think he's all right living up there, but I don't know. I do keep an eye on him and sort of, you know, try and keep him watered and stuff. But I think the lights that he gets on the bottom leaves here just sort of helps with the rest of it. I've then got my air plants here. They just do their thing. They probably need a bit of water actually. Some of them are looking a little bit brown tipped. I think they're quite easy to forget about actually. That's normally behind there. They've sort of moved quite a bit and they've got a little bit dusty. So I do need to give those a little bit of attention. But yeah, so they're doing their thing up here. The other permanent feature in here is this golden pothos. Now, it does look a bit sad, so I do apologise. I have just trying to brighten it up a bit. It's not really working. I have just watered it, which is why it's looking so sad, but that will pick up. And actually, if I get chance before I actually post this, then I will just do a quick clip, insert a clip here of it not looking so dull and horrible, because when that is actually properly going, it does look very nice. But yeah, I'm quite enjoying that coming down the side of the bath here and then just starting to climb up the wall. I just think it looks quite cool. So that's that one. And then the last plant that I have in here, which is a permanent fixture, oh no, there's two more actually, is my Zzz plant up here, which once again is very easy to forget about because it's on top of a cabinet, but I think it looks quite cool. It just adds a bit of greenery up the top there. Yeah, he seems to be okay. He probably needs the water. I'd imagine he's very dry. Yeah, so I might get that done today as well. And then coming down, the last plant that I have in here is this. I'll move those scissors out of the way. Is my Fern. Now this Fern, I don't know if I put this in a video or not, I can't really remember, but this was completely dead. I had to cut it back like 100%. And basically I was massively underwatering it. I didn't really realise how much they needed watering, and that actually they don't need a very light situation. As long as they've got light and they're not in a really dark spot, then yeah, they just really love it. And this has basically grown in 2-3 months of being watered twice a week. I water it, just a quick water around the whole thing, make sure the soil stays moist. If it dries out, it will absolutely hate it. So that's the main key with this one really. And I've even got, I don't know if I can really show you amongst this, but just down here, just there, I don't think it's going to focus. I've actually got some new growth there. Yeah, it won't let me focus as well. So, but yeah, he's doing really well. Once again, very one-sided in the pot, but do you know what? He's growing, and that's all I can really ask for. So he looks quite nice on this cabinet. But yeah, so now the two plants that I have in here at the moment that I'm currently treating for lovely mealybugs, which is a pain in the bottom, are this guy over here. So this is my Hoya Retusa, I believe. Now, at the moment, I can't see any mealybugs on him at all, and he seems to be okay. He's got quite a lot of sort of bleaching, so he's going quite like a lighter greeny colour on the top there. And I think that's just due to being so close under the grow light. If you can remember, both of these plants actually sit directly under the grow light on my shelving unit. So they were the two empty spots there. But I think I've managed to get rid of the mealybugs. I'm just going to keep him up here for another week just to make sure. But yeah, basically I just used a solution here, which I've talked about before in different videos and stuff, and use that to spray all over, and also just give them a really good shower down. I actually didn't talk about this one, which is my beautiful succulent. Now this got given to me as a gift in this beautiful little jar, and it's actually got really big and it's starting to grow out, but I quite like it. I quite like the way you can see it through the glass as well as on top. So that does live up here permanently, and at the moment I'm trying to keep it away from these two so they doesn't get damaged, but obviously it needs the light. So, but yeah, that's really loving it in here. And then this is my absolute pride and joy that I found out the other day had mealybugs, and I was absolutely devastated. However, I seem to think it's going okay. I can't see any mealybugs on it at the moment. This new bit here is completely new since it's been under the grow light. The grow light is just, all of this here is completely new. The grow light has just been doing absolute wonders for it, which once again, I know I've talked about quite a bit as well, but look, you've got a new growth point there, a new growth point coming out here, this whole new growth point here. There's just growth points popping up, another one down here, along the stem, you know, new leaves growing through to bits that were getting a bit bold. This here, this whole section here is new, like that whole chunk there was actually quite bare and it's just grown new leaves out. So yeah, doing really, really well. I'm really happy with it. I absolutely love it. I just want those mealybugs gone now. But I think I'm going to have to get cotton buds in there and really sort of do my best to get in between the leaves and just really make sure they're gone. It's not a good plant to get mealybugs on at all. But yeah, so that's that guy. So I hope you enjoyed that plant tour. Obviously that was my part 2, and that is the end of it basically. That is my house at the moment. When I either move house or in another 6 months, I'm sure my plant collection will look completely different again. And I will do another tour for you then. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed these and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!